Okay, hi guys. So we now have got my blue plate. Now this is another one that I did because I did two of them. Didn't paint this one as well, did I? But that's okay, doesn't matter. So we're going to do our second stage, which is actually adding our head and our dots onto our beetle. Okay, so I'll put this one up here so you can see it. We're going to show you how to add these. So you will have a piece of paper like this. And this piece of paper has got a head, and you probably have another head up here, and then you've got some dots, some circles, okay? So the first thing you need to do, and remember we did this last time when we cut out our circles on our test sheet, is before you cut out any circles, you need to cut a square around it. Can you see that? Alright, because it's too hard to steer this big sheet if you're cutting out circles. So we always cut them off separately first. So I call that a shadow cut or a halo cut. Alright, and now I'm going to just make little baby cuts with my scissors. And this hand is doing all the work. It's doing all the steering. Okay. There we go. There's my head. If you mess this up, there'll be another one at the other end of the sheet that you can use. So what we're going to do now, you've already got your name engraved on the back of this. If you don't have holes punched in this already, don't worry, I'll come around and do those as you're working. But we're going to use a different glue today because the glue sticks don't really stick to this chalky paint very well. So we're going to use this glue. So you'll notice there's a blue bit and a white bit. So hold the blue bit and open up, open up the white bit, just unscrew it. I'll come and help you, and that's open. Can you see that? See how there's that little gap there? That's open. You don't take this right off, but it just means there's a little hole at the top for the glue to come out. And what you're going to do is wait for the glue to run down the bottom, and you're going to squeeze a little bit and just make some dots. Just a little squeeze, not a lot. And we're just putting dots. Lots of dots today, aren't there? Then stand the glue up so it doesn't leak. All right, and those little dots, that is plenty. You don't have to cover the whole back. And you're going to put that head in the middle. And you want to sort of look so it looks a bit like a rainbow shape between here and here. You'll see there's a line on the plate. And that'll help you get your beetle head right in the middle. Now what we're going to do is cut right down the middle of the row of the dots. So you've got a whole row of dots. Now you don't have to use all of these. You've just got these on here so that if you make any mistakes, you've got some spares. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut between the circles, all the dots. So now I've got one circle on one square. It's much easier to steer. And I'm going to cut out my dot. Okay, here's my dot. And I'm going to get my glue. Just wait for the glue to go down a little bit. And then I'm just going to put some dots on the back. Now, the thing with glue, you need the Goldilocks amount. Not too much, not too little, just the right amount. And that's the right amount. You don't want it lots and lots and lots because then it will slide around and ooze out the sides. And you don't want too little because then it won't stick. So you kind of have to get the Goldilocks amount. So I'm going to put this one here. Don't cover, if I've punched holes for you, don't put it over the holes because you won't be able to put your legs on. All right, and you can just keep adding dots where you like. Okay, and you notice you've got two different size dots. So you can decide which size you want. Now these ones here that are kind of hanging off the edge, the way I've done that is, again, separate your circle. Cut it out carefully. You want nice round circles. This is lots of good practice in cutting out circles, and I'm going to put some dots on here. So let the glue run down. There we go. If you get a lot like that, you can kind of smear it around. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this so half of it, or a little bit of it, is poking off the side. Can you see that? Okay, and I'm going to let that dry. And then next week when it's dry, I can just turn it over and I can just use the plate and cut along the edge. Can you see that? So I just get a little bit of I get half a dot. And you can finish adding your dots on your beetle. Okay, some big and small ones. As I said, you don't have to use all of them. That's the next step of making our beetle.